Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bonnie Jarrett from the National Football League. It's great to be back in Phoenix for what is sure to be an exciting Super Bowl 57. Today, we are pleased to share with you several important developments in the NFL's efforts to fight criminal enterprises that are preying on NFL fans and their enthusiasm for the game by trafficking in counterfeit merchandise and tickets, including the counterfeit NFL merchandise you see here on the display. We at the NFL are fortunate to have the support of both federal and state law enforcement agencies here in Phoenix, Glendale, and around the country. Joining us today to speak about Operation Team Player, a nationwide law enforcement effort to disrupt the sale of counterfeit sports merchandise and tickets, are James Mancuso, Director of the National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center at Homeland Security Investigations, Pete Flores, the Executive Assistant Commissioner at U.S. Customs and Border Protection Field Operations, Lieutenant Brian Rimza of the Phoenix Police Department, Lieutenant Scott Waite from the General Investigations Unit at the Glendale Police Department, and my colleague Michael Buchwald from the NFL. For many years, including leading up to this year's Super Bowl 57, the NFL has worked to give its fans an authentic NFL experience and protect them from the sale of counterfeit merchandise and tickets through civil enforcement efforts and close collaboration with law enforcement, including the agencies on stage with me today. Our message to NFL fans today is simple. Watch out for criminals who are looking to scam consumers and illegally profit off the popularity of the NFL, your favorite team, and the Super Bowl. Don't put yourself at risk. Buy authentic NFL merchandise from established retailers and online shops that you know and trust. In recent years, counterfeiters have increasingly focused their attention toward the e-commerce space, including advertising on social media marketplaces and selling through online shops and putting up copycat websites. Many of those unscrupulous online operators not only sell counterfeit products and tickets, but may also steal your private financial information. Shop with care. Ensure you are purchasing from a legitimate retailer before checking out and handing over your credit card and other financial information. Counterfeiting crimes don't only prey on the fans. They also hurt the Arizona businesses, legitimate retailers, and the licensees who support the local economy and play by the rules. Protecting NFL fans continues to be a top priority during this week's Super Bowl events, just as it has been year-round. The NFL supports enforcement efforts across the country and around the globe in both the brick-and-mortar and e-commerce space. Those efforts continue to be successful. For example, over the last year alone, the NFL has enforced against hundreds of thousands of counterfeit e-commerce listings, ads, sites, and sellers. As counterfeiters change their tactics, the NFL will remain committed to a broad range of consumer protection measures. And now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Michael Buchwald, to discuss our efforts to combat the sale of counterfeit Super Bowl tickets.
Thank you, Bonnie. With all the excitement building ahead of Sunday's game, we wanted to take a moment to remind fans to be careful of scammers selling fraudulent tickets. Every year we see fans who arrive at the stadium on game day only to be turned away because their tickets are not valid. The NFL has devoted significant resources to providing fans several options to securely purchase tickets to NFL games, including the Super Bowl. A prime example of these efforts is the establishment of the NFL Ticket Network in 2018. This network of ticket resale sites employs technological measures to definitively verify the authenticity of NFL tickets that are sold via each participating platform. The NFL Ticket Network currently consists of the NFL Ticket Exchange by Ticketmaster, the official ticket exchange of the NFL, SeatGeek, and StubHub. In a continuing effort to reduce ticket fraud and provide our fans a seamless ticketing experience, Super Bowl 57 tickets will continue to be all digital. Hard stock tickets will not be sold for entry to the Super Bowl game. We encourage all Super Bowl 57 ticket holders to download the NFL One Pass app to access their tickets, and then to add their tickets to their phone's Apple Wallet or the Google Pay app for quick and easy access on game day. Authentic tickets may also be rendered through the applications of Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, and StubHub. Please be advised that Super Bowl 57 tickets utilize technology that creates an encrypted barcode that refreshes, so it cannot be copied or stolen. Screenshots of tickets, PDF tickets, or anything else purporting to be a digital or hard stock ticket are not valid for entry and will not get you into the game. To help protect yourself from the inadvertent purchase of fraudulent tickets, buy only from reliable, reputable sources like the NFL Ticket Exchange by Ticketmaster, On Location, or other ticket resale sites in the NFL Ticket Network, or other established ticket retailers that you can trust. Do not buy tickets from unreliable sources, whether online, outside the stadium, or elsewhere, that leave you open to fraud. Always use a secure and trackable form of payment, like a credit card. Avoid cash transactions, which are risky and untraceable. If ordering through mobile or online, ensure that the site offers a fully secure ordering process and protects your personal information. And be wary of tickets that are advertised at a price below market value or that appear too good to be true. Again, our message is simple. Don't put yourself at risk. Watch out for criminals who are looking to scam you. And please buy tickets only from reliable sources. We'd now like to invite James Mancuso, IPR Center Director, to tell us about Operation Team Player.
Thank you, Mr. Buchwald. Good afternoon. On behalf of the National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center, or IPR Center as we know it, I'd like to begin by thanking Homeland Security Investigations, Arizona Field Office, U.S. Customs, Border Protection, the Phoenix and Glendale Police Departments, and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, who have worked tirelessly alongside the IPR Center and the NFL to make this Super Bowl weekend a safe and enjoyable experience for all the fans who have come to Arizona. For more than 2 decades, the IPR Center has been responsible for leading the U.S. government's efforts to combat intellectual property theft, counterfeit merchandise, theft of trade secrets, digital piracy, and enforce international trade laws through our partnerships with law enforcement and private industry. The IPR Center, in collaboration with CBP, HSI, and the NFL, as well as all major sports leagues, have successfully prevented counterfeit merchandise and apparel from reaching fans ahead of high-profile sporting events through Operation Team Player. It is one of our biggest anti-counterfeiting initiatives. And each year, HSI special agents and CBP officers collaborate with law enforcement agencies around the world to seize counterfeit products imported into the United States, as well as identifying stores, online marketplaces, and vendors selling counterfeit trademarked sports-related merchandise. Whether it's a fan spending their hard-earned money on a fake jersey which they believe to be authentic, or a legitimate store losing business to a competitor selling cheap knockoffs, intellectual property theft is a real crime with real victims and devastating financial impacts. We're all aware of how the rapid growth of e-commerce has revolutionized the way goods are bought and sold. But this comes at a price, and criminals have found new ways to scam consumers on the internet. So law enforcement agencies must continue to work together with legitimate manufacturers and sellers to put these scammers out of business and stop them from making a profit. Our shared goal is simple: build successful criminal investigations targeting the most egregious violators. Educate consumers so they aren't duped by counterfeiters or unnecessarily open themselves up to financial fraud schemes. And work with brand owners and rights holders to ensure their trademarks aren't violated. Now, for the reason why we are all here today. As Super Bowl 57 quickly approaches, I am pleased to announce that we have seized more than 180,000 items of counterfeit sporting goods, worth nearly $23 million since last February. In addition to these seizures, law enforcement conducted investigations focused on intellectual property theft, which resulted in 66 arrests pursuant to Operation Team Player. This is a significant increase over previous years. The NFL and the IPR Center want to assure fans who spend their hard-earned money that we are working around the clock to make sure you're getting only authentic, high-quality, officially licensed merchandise. Our message to consumers is simple: shop smart, purchase from reputable dealers, and be cautious when shopping online. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is, and is likely to either be a counterfeit or a scam to steal your financial information. Purchasing authentic merchandise from legitimate sellers guarantees you get the quality you expect while supporting your favorite team. Thank you. I'd now like to turn it over to Pete Flores, Office of Field Operations, U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. It's really an honor to be here today collaborating with our far-reaching network of law enforcement partners, public safety agencies, and stakeholders here today in the room. Right now, CBP teams are diligently working behind the scenes to make the Super Bowl safe and secure. When it comes to safety and security, though, we must not forget about intellectual property rights, or IPR. As part of our broad mission and diverse mission that we have, CBP is charged with the authority to target and seize imports of counterfeit and pirated goods entering the United States. As thousands of fans come to Arizona to enjoy Super Bowl 57, CBP is committed to our targeting efforts of the nation's intellectual property right laws. IPR is a key effort in protecting the health and safety of the American consumers, protecting the economy and legitimate businesses, and tackling domestic and international criminal organizations. CBP is on the front line of IPR, most visibly by seizing products which infringe on trademarks, copyrights, and patents. Around the United States, NFL fans, sports enthusiasts are purchasing Super Bowl products, sports memorabilia, and wearing their favorite team jerseys. However, many consumers may be unaware of online vendors that are selling counterfeit versions of genuine products. The knockoffs are of poor quality and may not comply with safety standards. The theft of IPR and trade fake goods threaten the American economy, national security, and American people's health and safety. In FY22, CBP made over 21,000 IPR seizures from a wide variety of products worth an estimated $3 billion if the products had been genuine. In our Tucson field office, we have seized over 20 IPR items totaling $106,000 valued at $1.5 million in manufactured suggested retail. Ensuring consumers are purchasing authentic and safe products is important. But another piece to this is our critical layer on how seizures prevent criminal organizations from making a profit and using the sales to further channel the production of fake goods and other illicit activity. Simply put, due to the valiant efforts of the workforce, criminal organizations are unable to reap the benefits and to fund other parts of their organization. With that, I'd like to take a moment to express my deep appreciation for our valuable workforce. Every day, they serve with honor and integrity to target, examine, and partner with industry professionals to identify counterfeit goods. I'd also like to thank our partners. Together, we're able to fulfill our mission and ensure a time-honored tradition like the Super Bowl is safe and secure. Next, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Brian Remza with Phoenix PD.
Good afternoon and welcome to Phoenix. My name is Brian Remza and I'm the investigative lieutenant overseeing the investigation of counterfeit merchandise and ticketing occurring in Phoenix during Super Bowl 57. The Arizona trademark law prohibits trademark counterfeiting, which means illegally manufactured items will be seized, and those selling these items are subject to arrest. The Phoenix Police Department has been working with Homeland Security investigators, Glendale Police Department, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, and other local law enforcement agencies since April of 2022, developing a plan to address illegal sale of counterfeit merchandise. We have taken a proactive approach to address the sale of counterfeit merchandise by ensuring our investigators are trained on what to look for. We have preemptively began checking local street vendors, mobile sale applications for counterfeit merchandise, and will continue to do so throughout the weeks leading up to this event. We encourage consumers to inspect merchandise for official NFL holograms before purchasing. Consumers should be aware that all forms of sports memorabilia are subject to illegal manufacturing and production. Therefore, we must all do our part to deter this activity. Anyone who suspects counterfeit merchandise or ticketing should contact local law enforcement via their non-emergency hotline. The Phoenix Police Department's non-emergency hotline number is 602-262-6151. With that, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Scott Waite from Glendale Police Department.
Thank you, Brian. I'm Lieutenant Scott Waite from the Glendale Police Department Criminal Investigations Division. As Lieutenant Rimza said from Phoenix, we've been working with our federal and local partners for a long time now to ensure that our fans, our businesses, and our citizens have a safe and authentic experience. We've partnered with these agencies to combat this counterfeit crime, and we want to ensure our citizens and fans that we are doing everything proactively to ensure that the merchandise that they're buying, the tickets that they're purchasing, and the experience they have is authentic. We are continuously training and will continue to train to make sure that we stay on the latest trends and the latest tricks that the criminals are using to try and cheat you. As Lieutenant Rimza said, we rely on our citizens and our partners to help us in these efforts. We encourage anyone who suspects that they've bought counterfeit merchandise or fraudulent tickets to report it immediately. Glendale also has a non-emergency line, 623-930-3000, that we are proactively monitoring and will continue to monitor, and our officers and detectives with our federal and local partners will respond, not only to confiscate, identify, and to charge accordingly. We again want to ensure all of our citizens, our businesses, all of which are victims to this crime, and anyone who comes to Glendale for the game or any events throughout the valley has a safe and authentic experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Rimza, Lieutenant Waite, Assistant Commissioner Flores, and Director Mancuso. Just to remind everybody, we would like to remain vigilant. Don't put yourself at risk. Buy NFL merchandise and tickets from trusted and reputable sources. And above all, enjoy the game this Sunday. Thank you, everyone, for coming.